Okay, that's the situation. We've talked about education. We've talked about human capital development, which is okay. That's what we'll be talking about with Professor Sonny Iroche, who is also standing by. We talk about security now and the way forward in Abia State. Well, it's still the Abia Project, a special edition of the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. We are doing this in commemoration of Democracy Day, which was celebrated yesterday all over the country. Now, I also have joining me Professor, Mr. Sonny Iroche. He is the chairman of Abia League of Professionals. Thank you so much, Mr. Iroche, for joining us on the program this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
Okay.
And happy Democracy Day.
Yeah, happy Democracy Day to you too. Now, let's talk about human capital development in Abia State. Are you comfortable with the level of wealth being created by the state government so far since 1999?
Let us start first by understanding to the listeners, our audience, what human capital really means as defined by the World Bank and the United Nations. The Human Capital Index is a summary of the amount of human capital that a child born today can expect to acquire by the age of 18, from birth, from cradle to 18. And there are so many components of this survival, which includes survival, school, health, provision. And now you ask yourself, has Abia State government provided such, or have they created an enabling environment in Abia State where private schools, health facilities, and the employment of these Abians can thrive and be productive? The answer is clearly no, because when you look at the state-owned secondary and tertiary institutions, they are not well funded. They are not well. The teachers don't get paid. So the state government, you are right to have mentioned, since 1999 has had very poor leadership at all tiers of government, from the government house to the House of Assembly to even the judiciary. So everyone is just doing what they like to do without being accountable to the Abia people who either voted for them or were disenfranchised for the wrong people to get into office. That has been the bane of Abia State.
Now, to the issue of wealth creation, let's take Abba for instance. When you go to Abba, there are so many small, medium enterprises there. Do you think the government is doing enough to harness the potential, the SME potentials in Abba, to probably create jobs for young Nigerians in Abia State?
The question you should ask is how many companies have left Abba? We used to have the IEA that manufactured Palmolive, and a lot of companies that have left and shut down and left Abba because of insecurity, because of lack of infrastructure. The Abia State government has not done enough, hasn't done anything to create an enabling environment for small and medium scale industries, which are the backbone of every economic development in any nation to thrive. Abba is dilapidated, the roads are not there. If you recall, when I was on TV to debunk the false claim of the governor of Abia State, that he's done all the roads in Abba and stuff like that, and the government comes out on TV and starts to lie. So you can't deal with people who are not ready to speak the truth to the people. So Abba is a shadow of what it used to be. Abba really should be competing with cities like Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Abuja in terms of the enabling environment. What does government need to provide? Security of lives and property, infrastructure, and taxes that would lure people into coming there to create an industrial hub for for Eastern region, if not for Nigeria. Recall that in those days, in those good old days, that foreigners used to come from neighboring African countries to come and purchase goods and services from Abba. But those people, all that has dried up. Yes, you can talk about some leather and shoe factories. These are purely by a human endeavor, private sector driven. Government doesn't do anything to support and to assist them. The role of government is to make sure that there is constant power supply, to make sure that there is water, to make sure there are roads, accessible roads, so that people can come in there and transact their businesses.
So is that all the government could do to ensure that it creates jobs for the people in Abia State?
Well, you should ask government. They have their job cut out for them. They have their KYC, their key performance indicator that is expected of government. Government, first and foremost in business, should create an enabling environment. Government in itself has no business in government, because government is a poor manager of resources. So they cannot even manage government, not talk of businesses. All government is expected to do is, one, let there be proper infrastructure, access to markets. Two, give tax breaks and incentives where necessary. Those are the responsibilities of a credible and purposeful government.
Okay, let me sincerely thank you, Mr. Sonny Iroche, the chairman of Abia League of Professionals. Thank you so much for joining us on the program this morning.
One correction, please. I am the founder and director general of Abia League of Professionals, while General Ike Nwachukwu is the chairman of the board of trustees of the group.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the correction. Thank you so much. Well, that's the situation here on Flow 94.9 FM. We've looked at various issues ranging from human capital development, security, education, infrastructural development, and what have you. It is now time for you to actually call into the program and make your own contributions on the program. This is the Abia Project, a special edition of the platform, the pinnacle of all discussion. It is a program which the station of your choice, Flow 94.9 FM, has actually designed to celebrate June 12th. That is a Democracy Day, which was held yesterday. So calling now, the numbers are 080